For decades, the WWE refused to take women's wrestling seriously. In the 90s and early 2000s, it would be used purely to add sex appeal to the show. As we would go into the PG era, that would slow down. But no matter the talents they had, the women still struggled to have good stories or the proper TV time. It was a tough time to be a fan of women's wrestling while watching the WWE, but not a time that would last forever. This change would all start with NXT. At first, it was the runs of the likes of Paige and Emma, but while they got the ball rolling, 4 women ran with it. 4 women would change the WWE forever, and those women were Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Bayley, collectively known as the 4 Horsewomen. So sit back, get comfortable, and welcome to the wrestling universe as I tell you how the 4 Horsewomen would change the WWE forever. The 4 Horsewomen would get their start in NXT. They would become key players in NXT, having excellent matches, getting proper TV time, and having great stories. The most notable of all to come from this was the Iron Woman match between Sasha Banks and Bayley, not only setting history, but having one of the best matches in WWE history. This match showed not just the world, but WWE management that the women could do everything the men could do, and sometimes even better. And when the WWE was struggling with a PR crisis, as fans took to Twitter demanding the Divas get a chance, they only had one option. They had to give the fans what they want, and they had no one else to call but the woman who revolutionized the company. 3/4 of the 4 Horsewomen would get called up on July 13th, 2015, starting stable warfare within the company. Charlotte and Becky would join up with Paige, Sasha Banks would join up with Naomi and Tamina as Team Bad, with all having the goal to take the Divas Championship from Nikki Bella, who would be joined by her sister Brie and Alicia Fox. Now that they were on the main roster, this is where the change really began. By the following Wrestlemania, they would already be making history as they would be a part of the abolishment of the Divas title and division, with a triple threat being set between the 3 Horsewomen who were called up, facing off for the new Women's Championship. Bayley would eventually get the call up too, and this is where things would truly pick up. With all 4 women on the main roster, they not only became top figures in the women's division, but in the entire WWE. They would continuously make history, main eventing Raw being the first woman since Trish and Lita to do so, having the first pay-per-view main event, first Hell in a Cell, being integral figures in the first Money in the Bank and Royal Rumble matches. It was a revolution, and that revolution would eventually turn into an evolution, as WWE would hold their first all-women's pay-per-view, which the 4 Horsewomen would all have integral roles in. But they weren't content with that. To truly become on par, they had to accomplish one thing that has never been done: main event Wrestlemania. And with Becky Lynch becoming the hottest star in the entire company, following a successful heel turn that would be so successful, the fans would turn their face again with how much they enjoyed her badass attitude, all while Charlotte Flair had established herself as one of the most decorated champions in company history, and a certain UFC legend Ronda Rousey would join the company. The pieces were in place for that WrestleMania main event. Becky Lynch would end up winning this match and become one of WWE's top stars following this, holding both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. Now, of course, this was a team effort. This couldn't have happened without the likes of Asuka and Alexa Bliss, or the women who came before them like AJ Lee and Paige, or even the women who came after them to continue to carry the torch like Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. My point is, while they weren't necessarily the ones who lit the fire, they were the ones who sprinted with it. They became history makers. They became pioneers. And to this day, all of them are bona fide first ballot Hall of Famers. They joined the WWE at a time where the company couldn't care less about women's wrestling, and they wanted more, so they achieved that. From their revolutionary time in NXT to their history-making run on the main roster, the 4 Horsewomen will forever be remembered as some of the greatest to ever do it. But what do you guys think? Subscribe if you're interested in content like this, Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day.